dive into the thrilling chaos of Predator Badlands, a film that flips the script on a beloved sci-fi franchise, proving that even the underdog can conquer the galaxy's deadliest threats. Imagine a story where the hunter becomes the hunted, and a weak alien warrior must prove his worth in a world of lethal surprises. But trust me, this isn't just another rerun of classic action tropes. It's a fresh twist that demands your attention and might just redefine what it means to be a hero in the wild unknown. Stick around, because we're about to explore why this sequel could be the franchise's saving grace, or at least its most unexpected evolution. For close to 4 decades, the studio once called Fox has wielded the Predator series as a powerhouse of alien adventure. Yet, on the big screen, they've often stumbled without a clear direction. Sure, the mythology has exploded in comics and novels, painting vivid pictures of intergalactic hunters, but the films frequently lost their edge after Arnold Schwarzenegger's iconic turn. The real draw has always been the Yautja, those formidable trophy-collecting extraterrestrials from the expanded lore, who steal the show as the true stars of the saga. Without centering them, the movies just didn't cut it. Enter Predator Badlands, directed by Dan Trachtenberg. The visionary behind the acclaimed Prey, he shifts the spotlight back to Dek, played by Demetrius Schuster-Koloamatangi, the frail offspring of a Yautja clan leader. Against all odds, Dek morphs into an improbable protagonist, a stark contrast to the Predator's usual role as villains, barring their team-ups in the Aliens crossovers. As the runt of the litter, Dek's burning desire to earn his place drives him to Genna, a notorious death planet, where he's vowed to vanquish the Kalisk, a nigh-invincible beast that even terrifies his dad. This setup might sound like familiar Predator territory, evoking the whimsical yet perilous warnings of Lewis Carroll's Jabberwocky poem. Beware the Jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite, the claws that catch. Yet beware, this synopsis barely scratches the surface of what makes Badlands so compelling. It's arguably the finest Predator flick since the groundbreaking 1987 original, and that includes Trachtenberg's own Prey. But unpacking its brilliance without revealing key twists, that's a tall order. And here's where it gets intriguing. The film plunges you into an alien realm, challenging you to decode its dangers right alongside the characters, without hand-holding. Badlands fits snugly into my top tier of movies, those that parachute viewers into a wholly alien landscape and empower us to grasp the rules of survival as we go. When done right, this approach honors our smarts, plunging us into cultures or environments previously unknown. Much like the high-stakes sci-fi of Pitch Black, where Vin Diesel's crew must adapt or perish amid shadowy horrors. Or consider art house gems like Iraq's Oscar contender, The President's Cake, where everyday absurdities unfold in a world begging for interpretation. Predator Badlands isn't masquerading as an indie darling, but it cleverly echoes the Avatar blueprint with a nod to Dune's epic prologue, dispatching Dek to an alien world and tasking us with navigating its perilous ecosystem on the fly. Picture this: agile, snake-like vines that pilfer Dek's gear in a flash, explosive slugs that burst like mini-grenades if disturbed, and blossoms that inflate and launch stunning darts at intruders. If you've ever pondered the daring souls who first sampled oysters or toxic berries, risking it all for survival, Badlands compresses that gamble into a breathless series of trials where one wrong move spells doom. Dek lands equipped with an arsenal of Yautja gadgets, but leaning on them would trivialize the adventure. The real thrill lies in watching him improvise with the planet's raw materials, forced to craft solutions from scratch. Is Genna truly the universe's most lethal world? Well, not overwhelmingly so. Air's fine to breathe. Landscapes are navigable, no fiery volcanoes or icy blizzards to dodge. Still, its Lovecraftian monstrosities and blade-like grass provide ample menace, turning Dek's quest into a gritty test of wits. Early on, Dek encounters Thia, portrayed by Elle Fanning, a robotic entity reminiscent of the androids from the Alien series. This synergy makes sense. Given Fox's 2004 AVP crossover and their ongoing fusion of these universes, Bia isn't whole, though. The Kalisk shredded her legs in a brutal ambush, transforming her into a handy, if unconventional ally, or instrument as Deck coldly labels her. Since Yautja honor forbids external aid in hunts, Fanning shines in dual roles as Thia and Tessa, another synth with a polar opposite temperament, giving her room to explore from dry wit to chilling malice. Tessa, obedient and cutthroat, is under Wayland Yutani's orders to snare the Kalisk for corporate gain. She's even more merciless than Deck, who surprisingly ditches his traditional Yautja code with minimal persuasion. This perceived flaw, Deck's so-called weakness, was why his father considered ending him back home, but it blossoms into his greatest asset. It's a message echoed in tales like Ferdinand or How to Train Your Dragon, where the gentle outsider triumphs, though Badlands steers clear of preaching nonviolence. Instead, it embraces action-packed ferocity. Speaking of which, the film's brutality borders on the miraculous for earning a PG-13 rating, a rarity when predecessors were often R-rated. You see, alien blood flows in hues of milky white, antifreeze green, purple, or orange, which apparently tricks the MPAA into leniency. But here's the controversial kicker. Does this mean a movie packed with severed limbs, crushed skulls, and invasive probes is kid-friendly just because the gore looks like something from a cartoon? It's a glaring flaw in the rating system, allowing content that might unsettle adults to slip through to younger audiences. And this is the part most people miss, the humor that lightens the carnage. Take Thia's detached legs performing solo martial arts. It's gallows humor that injects levity into the chaos, something sorely absent from past Predator entries. Even the film's Jar Jar Binks-esque CG critter, Bud, adds a charming sidekick vibe, expanding the Yautja lore despite Deck's dad's disapproval and hinting at future chapters. Kalu Kalay, ultimately Badlands champions collaboration and redefines strength. Being an alpha doesn't equate to lone wolf dominance in the Predator universe. It's a bold reimagining that might divide fans. Do you see Deck's path as a genuine evolution or a betrayal of the franchise's ruthless roots? Is the PG-13 rating a smart move for broader appeal, or a cop-out that dilutes the series' edge? And what about the blending of Predator and alien worlds? Does it enrich the mythology or clutter it with unnecessary crossovers? Share your thoughts below. I'd love to hear if you agree, disagree, or have your own take on this wild ride.